Hello again, I'm Denise with This Is My Everybody, and today we're continuing that series, 5 Easy Steps to Becoming a Minimalist. Today we're going to be doing step 2, and with each one of these steps you're going to find that your life can easily start shifting one step at a time towards a life filled with less stuff and filled with more of what matters most to you. So let's get started with step 2, focused on less stuff. Let's go. Welcome to step 2 of the 5 easy steps of becoming a minimalist series. Now, before we get into step 2, I want to just clean up some housekeeping here when it comes to this series. If you're finding this video for the first time in the series and you're hearing me say, oh, here we are with step 2, it's absolutely fine. You don't have to do any of the 5 steps in a particular order. You can go ahead and listen to today's video and then go back and check the series and catch up on the steps that you haven't heard yet. It's absolutely fine. Okay, now that we've got that clarified, let's move on. Let's get started with step 2. Say enough with less stuff. Now let me ask you, when you hear the word stuff, what comes to your mind? Are you thinking things and material possessions only? Well, that's certainly part of it. But stuff can include physical clutter as well as mental clutter. So we want to think about not only the things that we have around us that are material possessions, but also those tasks that we have on our to-do list or appointments that we have in our calendar. Now, there are many reasons why we have so much stuff and even continue to add even more stuff into our lives, whether it's more material possessions or more tasks or more appointments that we're adding into our calendar. At some point, these things meant something to us. At some point, they had a value in our lives. And we may not even remember anymore what that reason is or was of why we started having these things when we acquired them, or why we're continuing to do them or having them on their calendar. Sometimes we just get so used to having this stuff around us or continuing to go through that same checklist each time or attending our same appointments that we forget to ask ourselves and continue to question, do these things still have value in my life in its present state? Okay. Let's step back and really let that question sink in. Does this still have value in my life in its present state? Listen to that phrase, in its present state. That is truly the key to being able to unlock the pathway to determining whether you can truly let go of something and assess whether it still has value in your life, or perhaps maybe the value has diminished in your life. Never is this more true nor more heart-wrenching than when it comes to the hardest part of decluttering, which is dealing with and letting go of sentimental items. So that's where we're going to focus today on saying enough with less stuff, is seeing how we could put that into practice with one of the hardest parts of decluttering, sentimental items. Here is my best T.I.M.E. simple living tip for less stuff when it comes to sentimental items. Try to think of a way to use this item in an alternative way and transform it into something else. It would either reinstate its value into your life or at least increase the value that it would have in your life. Let me give you 3 examples of what you could do. You could transform it from its physical format into a digital format. This is a great thing to do with all those photos and videos that you have, which makes them much more easier to store, sort through, and find the things that you're wanting to and enjoy being able to see them much more without them really cluttering up a closet, a basement, an attic, or even renting a space to put all these things in. Next idea, create an art piece using one of your sentimental items or even a portion of that item. This is also even a great thing to do for holiday gifts for family members or birthday gifts, anniversary gifts. The list goes on and on. And then that leads me to my last idea, which would be to repurpose that item. Now, I have got a great example to share with you. My friend Elizabeth of Country Peony does such a great job in putting this into practice. She has taken vintage quilts that really have seen better days and really need to have a little bit of TLC, and she has transformed those quilts into beautiful vintage jackets. And the minute I saw them, I thought, how cozy to be able to wear this jacket made of a quilt that maybe your grandmother made or great-grandmother made, and all you would need is just enough of the fabric to create this jacket. When I first saw that, I thought, wouldn't that be a wonderful legacy gift for a granddaughter, a niece, as they're going off to college or perhaps graduating, or even as a bridal shower gift? I'll make sure to put a link in my description below so you can take a look for yourself. Now, what is a way that you could really get your family involved in this too as well? Because when it comes to sentimental items, often these are family pieces, or they're considered by the family to be group ownership. So when you start having that conversation of that you're thinking about letting go of these items, often you're going to hear lots of conversation about, oh, you can't let go of that, or I'd love to have that. Well, then that's a great opportunity for you to be able to gift that item to another family member and say, wonderful, you are the new caretaker of this item. Now, let me add another point here. Whoever is the caretaker of family sentimental items really should have the authority to make decisions for those items, because they're the ones that are storing these items, and they're the ones that are taking up place within their home. So when you put these items out there for your family to say, does anyone want any of these things? If no one comes forward, then you as the caretaker should have the right to make decisions about what happens to these items. Just like if you decide to gift these items to someone else, you need to also gift to them the right as the new caretaker to be able to make decisions about these items as well. Okay, big step completed. Sentimental items, that can really be a tough one. So that leads me to what would be your next step. I highly encourage you after this step to take some time to really nurture and really take care of yourself, because decluttering sentimental items can really stir up some strong feelings within your heart and soul. So maybe treat yourself with a warm favorite cookie, or your wonderful favorite coffee or tea, or even better, make a batch of your grandmother's cookies that you used to make with her all the time, and every time you have one, it reminds you of those wonderful times that you had with her. Now, see where I might be going with this. As you eat your grandmother's wonderful, one-of-a-kind cookies that you used to make together, it is going to remind you of those wonderful memories that you are always going to have. You're never going to have to let go of that. So that value of that sentimental thing, the memory, is something that you will always have with you in your heart and soul. Okay, that's it for step 2, say enough with less stuff. I hope you've really gotten some wonderful tips that will help you deal with your sentimental items, or just maybe starting to get some ideas of that, yes, I can tackle this and let go of some of these tough things that are in my life. Until we see each other again, you're going to find some links in my description below of how to see more videos within this series, as well as some other wonderful resources with books and other videos that will help you deal with decluttering and making sure you're living a life with less stuff and more of what matters most to you. So hope to see you again real soon. Bye.